Hello, everyone! The latest Pokémon set has just been released in Japan, and it's the perfect time to introduce this new channel, Nihil Zero or Nihil Zero, code M3. 2 days after Price Trend is already telling a fascinating story. Today, we're going to take a closer look at this new set. Here we go. Pokémon M3 has just been released with some rather interesting artwork, but perhaps you've already noticed this price drop. First, a brief introduction. Welcome to Japan. TCG Insight. To introduce myself, I'm a European Pokémon TCG player. I only collect Japanese cards. I really enjoy Japanese culture and love ramen, even if that sounds cliché. The goal of this channel is to share my analyses of the Japanese card market and items in general. I've been keeping a close eye on the market since Scarlet and Violet. Then this channel is here to help you with both investment research and collecting. So we'll have content analyzing price differences, market trends, and, like today, videos dedicated to set releases as well as investment strategies. Let's go! So, Friday, January 23rd, 2026, the long-awaited release of the M3 set. 80 cards, more than 30 secrets. The price was listed at 5,400 yen, as usual, but that's definitely not the price you'll pay unless you're there in person and only buy a single display. In terms of pull rate, it seems that since Mega, we're still chasing for 4 EX, 3 AR, and 1 secret rare with trainers-like items. And finally, 1 secret rare or better. For the ARs, pretty good. Personally, I think the work has been done depending on your favorite Pokémon, but unfortunately, aside from a few cute additions, we're ultimately going to have 3 sought-after cards, in my opinion. So we have Deden, which will go for around 1,500 yen max, Raticate 1,000 yen, and of course Clefairy, which will surely be the most sought-after AR in the set. Regarding secret rare Pokémon, I admit I'm not completely convinced, generally speaking, by any of them, whether in this set or other sets. But why not? Fortunately, to complement the set, we still have the gold niche. So these golden cards, which I don't particularly like, are still rare. Therefore, we can understand why their value remains stable. And so, as a result, we can currently see prices between 35,000 and 40,000 yen. I've included a comparison for you. So, we have Dragonite, which is 40,000 yen, and Gardevoir, which would be around 45,000 yen. Let's jump in the big cards. And so, the little surprise with this set is that the most sought-after Pokémon won't actually be the one from the set, since we have Meowth completely dethroning it, with a style that, in the end, has nothing to do with the futuristic look we were promised. But hey, why not? It's sure to be the most sought after because it's a Pokémon number 151, quite simply, and the illustration is pretty cool. So, we're looking at around 14,000 yen, which would be roughly 75 euros. Then, of course, we have Mega Starmie, unexpectedly, which is pretty good, already at an affordable price. The cutest one, I'd say, would be Clefable. Pretty affordable, and its price has already dropped quite a bit. And Mega Zygarde, I won't even mention it, because for 6,000 yen, really, the SAR card should have been much more interesting, given that it's the main Pokémon of the series. And finally, thankfully, the most sought-after card in the set will be May Encouragement, because it's a waifu, because it has Pikachu. We're already looking at a price that seems fairly reasonable, of 30,000 yen. 30,000 yen, so 150 euros. What can we expect for the rest of the set, for the coming months? Well, generally speaking, we'll talk about it in future videos. But all the cards, except for a few, tend to follow a U-shaped price curve, with a minimum reached around 6 months. So, we'll still need to keep a close eye on things. Then, I think that, on the sought-after cards, the ones we saw just before, it will be less noticeable. So ultimately, after this release, what can we conclude? That there's a lot of stock to sell. We can see that they're clearing it out. The set, in the end, is rather disappointing apart from a few ARs, which are admittedly quite nice. And so, there's been a pretty sharp drop in prices. On eBay, the latest transactions, you can see them here. I'll give you a link. I think around $70 or $90, that's still reasonable. But the trend is definitely downward, since we started at 12,000 yen in Japan. A week before release, I bought it for 9,000 yen. And finally, 2 days after release, we can see prices at 8,000 yen. On TCG Player, still no data, and on Card Market, they're selling off very quickly. So, €70 is quite reasonable, considering the price in Japan, if you include shipping, customs, and tax. You can even find under €60 booster box without shrink. In conclusion, for me, it's the perfect time to buy the displays and hope to get one of these 3 cards. Honestly, go for it. Can we identify arbitrage opportunity? Of course. First singles have been listed on Card Market and eBay. Clearly, if you're looking for several products to be shipped from Japan, there is a big premium, especially on Starmie and Zagarde, regarding margin and price invested. If you're looking for a Meowth or Clefable like me, try your chance with a booster box, or buy directly on eBay. Customs, tax, shipping. €50 in Europe is okay compared to €27 in Japan. I'll make a video about it to explain you why. Well, that's it. I'll give you the links to compare or buy. If you're very disappointed, you can always wait for the next release, which will be on March 13th with Ninja Spinner, and we're still expecting a green ninja set. And don't hesitate to subscribe for future videos. Thanks.